Each of the three children of Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos is maturing. Some of them have traveled to a completely new nation as a result of their journey after leaving home. Lola, the daughter of the live presenters, has moved to London on the other side of the world. To find out what she's doing there, continue reading. The children of Mark Consuelos and Kelly Ripa have grown up together. Mark and Kelly are parents of three children. Michael Consuelos, their eldest child, is 27 years old and hasn't ventured too far from home. He works on the Real Housewives of New York franchise and resides in Brooklyn. In addition, Michael is working on some of his own independent writing and acting projects. Joaquin, their youngest child, is 21 years old. He is a senior at the University of Michigan Ann Arbor right now. Joaquin is becoming well known on the school's varsity wrestling squad. The middle child, the 23-year-old Lola, has been working toward becoming a musician. She briefly returned to living with her parents after graduating from New York University, but she eventually made the decision to relocate to London. It seems that Kelly Ripa's daughter went to London for a semester abroad. She fell in love with the city while she was there, and she and her boyfriend Cassius decided to live there after graduation. Haha. Consuelos offers a view of London life. Lola shared a peek of her life in London on social media over the weekend. She was wearing a button-up shirt and a plaid jacket in the pictures. She accessorized it with a beret and a gingham skirt. It appeared to be the quintessential English ensemble. She added a few pictures from a festival she went to as well. Moves to London and immediately starts dressing like this. Lola captioned the photo. Mom, one of the first individuals to comment on the post was Kelly Ripa, who said, "Posh." A number of fans also sent comments expressing their opinions. Combining plaids, not everyone is able to do it. You can, and so can my spouse. One commenter described her attire as chic. She favored her mother, according to another. Gosh, you really do resemble your gorgeous mother here. Two beautiful women, they wrote. What? A third individual said, "Have you relocated to London? Without you, what will your mother do? Continue being who you are. You're great." For the first time in 9 months, Lola just returned to her hometown of New York. Although her mother was thrilled to see daughter, she was let down by one thing. She sounded and looked like her daughter when she got home, according to Kelly Ripa. But Lola's pals said she sounded British when they visited. Mark Consuelos made a joke about her speaking like Madonna back in the day. Kelly responded with a joke, "No, I'm really disappointed. Like I thought she'd be full British by now." Given how close the family is and how often they talk to her, Mark noted that they probably hadn't seen a change. For years, Kelly Ripa has been one of America's most recognizable morning show hosts, sharing her life, her quirks, and, sometimes begrudgingly, bits of her family with audiences on Live with Kelly and Mark. But when it comes to her children, particularly her daughter Lola Consuelos, the balance between privacy and curiosity has always been delicate. Fans know Lola as Kelly and Mark's fiercely independent middle child, who doesn't hesitate to clap back at her parents' oversharing. Yet recently, she stunned followers by giving a rare, intimate glimpse into her life abroad. The peek into Lola's overseas adventures felt like a revelation. After all, she's usually quick to remind her mother that not everything belongs on TV. And yet here she was, sharing snapshots, stories, and reflections of a chapter that had long been shrouded in mystery. A digital window into another world. Through a curated series of Instagram posts and stories, Lola unveiled the world she's been building for herself far away from the bustle of New York. The images were arresting in their variety. Cobblestone streets winding through a centuries-old European city, cafe tables stacked with espresso cups and buttery pastries, and candid videos of Lola strumming her guitar under fairy-lit terraces while her friends joined in chorus. The posts hinted at a new rhythm in her life, slower, more intentional, but rich with discovery. She seemed equally at home balancing her studies at a local university with late-night jam sessions and impromptu weekend trips to neighboring countries. In one caption, she reflected, "Living abroad teaches you how much of yourself you carry no matter where you go, and how much of yourself you can leave behind if you're brave enough." Fans immediately noticed how mature and centered she appeared. "She's not just Kelly and Mark's daughter anymore," one commenter gushed. "She's building her own story." Kelly and Mark's reactions. Back in the US, Kelly wasted no time reacting on live. With a mixture of maternal pride and playful exasperation, she told the audience, "It's so funny. She won't let me post a single picture of her without written consent. But suddenly she's a whole influencer in Europe. Do you see the injustice I live with?" Mark, always the more protective parent, chimed in with mock seriousness. "I don't know how I feel about her revealing her location. I don't care if it's a charming cobblestone alley, it's still an alley." His words drew laughter from the audience, but beneath the humor was a genuine paternal concern. Still, both parents beamed with pride. Kelly confessed that she checks Lola's posts like a teenager and often finds herself lingering on them longer than she should. "It's like getting postcards from her soul," she admitted, "and it makes me miss her in the best way possible." Building an identity beyond the spotlight for Lola, this glimpse abroad marks more than a semester overseas. It's a declaration of independence. Growing up in the shadow of two larger-than-life parents wasn't always easy. She's long been candid about the struggle of carving her own identity, while everyone assumed they already knew who she was. Her decision to study and live abroad allowed her to step outside the American entertainment bubble. Friends abroad knew her not as Kelly Ripa's daughter, but simply as Lola, a musician, a student, a young woman figuring out adulthood in a foreign land. Several posts highlighted her creative growth. One reel featured her performing an original song at a local bar, her voice raw yet controlled, the small crowd swaying gently. In the caption, she wrote, "I used to be terrified of sharing my music. Here, it feels like no one expects anything but honesty." That vulnerability resonated with many of her followers, especially those her age navigating similar crossroads. "It's inspiring to see her choose authenticity over perfection," one fan commented. "A daughter's distance, a mother's reflection." For Kelly, Lola's journey abroad has been both bittersweet and illuminating. On Live, she admitted that empty nest moments hit harder than she expected. "When the kids are home, you feel like you're constantly managing chaos. But when they're gone, suddenly you're like, wait, why is the house so quiet? Who turned down the volume on my life?" She revealed that Lola occasionally calls at odd hours, forgetting the time difference, often just to share a funny anecdote about her new city or ask for advice on cooking. "Those little interruptions are gold," Kelly said, visibly emotional. Mark added his own perspective. "I think she's learning what we always hoped she would, that the world is big, unpredictable, sometimes hard, but mostly beautiful, and that's what we wanted for her, to not be afraid of it." Fans feel included. What made Lola's glimpse abroad so impactful wasn't just the content itself, it was the sense of inclusion. For years, fans had speculated about the Consuelos kids' lives outside of what Kelly shared. Now, Lola was speaking directly, albeit carefully, to the public. Her posts sparked conversations among Live's loyal viewers. On fan forums, people debated whether Lola might pursue a music career in Europe, whether she'd stay permanently, or if this was just a chapter before returning to New York. Some even praised her for balancing privacy and openness better than her parents ever could. The bigger picture. Lola's decision to share her life abroad speaks to a generational shift in how celebrity children navigate visibility. Unlike her parents, who built careers in front of cameras, she seems determined to let her work, her music, her reflections, her lived experiences, speak louder than any headline. By offering a curated but genuine glimpse, she controlled the narrative in a way that her parents rarely could. She didn't need a morning show platform or a magazine cover, just her own voice, her own lens, and her own terms. What comes next? Whether Lola's journey abroad lasts a semester, a year, or longer, the ripple effects are already clear. She's redefining herself not as an extension of Kelly and Mark, but as a young artist and thinker in her own right. As Kelly summarized on Live, "I used to worry so much about her making mistakes, but now I realize those mistakes are the point. That's how she'll find her way." Mark added with a chuckle, "As long as those mistakes don't involve alleys, I'm good." For fans, Lola's glimpse abroad wasn't just about travel photos or late-night songs. It was about watching someone grow into herself in real time. It was about seeing the courage it takes to step out of a famous shadow and find light of your own.